Well, hello friends. Today's adventure brings us here to Turkey Creek Nature Trail in Niceville, Florida. Emma and I are going to go on a little walk together and enjoy this nice park that the city of Niceville has to offer us. Will you come along? The park actually has two entrances here in Niceville. One is located on Highway 20, the main road that goes through the town of Niceville. And the other one, the north end of the park, is located off of College Boulevard. Both of those areas have access for cars, have a picnic pavilion, and it's just a nice little boardwalk trail that goes along Turkey Creek that people can come out and enjoy nature, enjoy some swimming, enjoy hiking and walking, and enjoy a picnic if they want to. Here at the entrance of Turkey Creek, we have these 12 oak trees that were planted, called the 12 Oaks of Freedom. Eglin Air Force Base is right here, borders the town of Niceville, and some of our airmen were killed in a terrorist bombing back in 1996, and so they've planted these 12 oaks out here, and they have these American flags and a placard next to each one in memory of one of the airmen that gave their lives to protect the freedom of our country. It's kind of a really nice reminder of what this town is all about. And even though we are out here for a fun an enjoyable afternoon, we can only do that if it wasn't for the sacrifice of our men and women who served in our armed forces. And as I mentioned already, our park here at Turkey Creek has some grills, a nice little pavilion with a whole bunch of picnic tables. You can come up here and have lunch. I know we've had different events with our church here. They have a nice fireplace. I don't recall ever seeing anyone build a fire in here. As far as I know, it's allowable, but this is the entrance at the Highway 20 section of Turkey Creek. And the boardwalk follows the creek for about 1.5 miles to the other end. So if we start here, it'll be a 3-mile round trip hike along the boardwalk. Right here at the very beginning of the boardwalk, we already take a bridge over the tannic waters of Turkey Creek, and as you can see, it actually looks almost like sweet tea. Yeah. Now, we've had a lot of rain recently, and that's what causes this water to look this way. All the leaves, the saps, the different detritus from the different trees that are in this area leach into the water and give this creek a tannic look, but it's actually very, very clean. This is one of the many sand bottom rivers here in Florida, and because it has a sandy bottom, it filters all of the impurities out of it, and this water actually stays very, very clean. And so it is a popular place for people to swim. Emma loves swimming here, right, Em?
Yeah, it feels really good because it's really cold.
It is very cold, and if I'm correct, it is spring-fed all the way at the very top of where this creek begins. They have these little placards throughout the park. This one already mentions that the temperature of the creek stays approximately 69 degrees year-round, which today it's just close to 90 here in June. So it is a really, really nice reprieve from the heat that we have around here. Now, there's always some wildlife to be seen out here along Turkey Creek. Whenever you're looking down into the water, I've seen lots of different fish before. Probably the thing you're gonna see the most are turtles. There's one right down here floating in the water that Emma's watching. This is always a good little spot right here because it's off away from the main current of the creek, and the turtles like to come up in here, and you can feed them and watch them swim around. Now the boardwalk here, the city of Niceville got a grant from the Department of Environmental Protection, and they built this boardwalk. I think this has been here now for about 10 to 12 years. And as you can see, they had to come and do a lot of cutting through all of this pretty much jungle of a swampy area that surrounds this creek. All of these really thick bushes down here are tie bushes, and they grow down in real wet, swampy areas, along with these bald cypress trees, Atlantic cedars. We've got some slash pine trees that grow in this area, but for the most part, it is really, really pretty back here. During the summer, it gets a little bit humid, but you know, the wintertime is really, really nice to come out here and take a walk if you're just interested in walking. Summertime is more for swimming because it gets pretty humid up underneath all of these trees. We're heading down to one of the swimming areas. This is the last takeout here at Turkey Creek. You could walk all the way to the very end, which we're going to do in a little while, and put inner tubes and then float down the creek to this last little swimming area. And where they've built this, the creek actually is maybe about 6 to 7 feet deep at its deepest part, right down here in this dark area. And then it gets real shallow over on the other side as the creek is making its turn around the corner. But it's a real pretty area.
It's cold.
Emma, is it cold?
Yeah, pretty cold.
Is it?
Yeah.
You still gonna get in a little bit?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, yeah, I know it'll feel good on this hot day.
Yeah.
So we're not very far away from the road now in the parking lot. The farther you get back in here, the more peaceful it becomes. You can probably hear all those birds singing out in the background. It's really nice to be back here and just kind of be away from the hustle and bustle of our town and enjoy a little bit of the nature that our town has to offer. So as I mentioned before, Turkey Creek Boardwalk here is open for a lot of different kinds of recreation. They do have a few rules out here. I mean, you're not allowed to bring pets out here on the boardwalk. You're not allowed to bring food or drink out here on the boardwalk, but people run by here. People like to walk. I see a lot of people doing this as a form of exercise first thing in the morning. As you saw earlier, people get in the water and float down the creek on their inner tubes. I have brought my kayak up into this creek. I usually do that when the water level is a little low and the current's not too difficult, because I have to paddle against the current to go up the creek, but it's really nice floating back down on my kayak. But there's definitely a lot of stuff to do here. Most of it is really just
Ooh, butterfly.
Oh yeah, there's a butterfly. Most of it is just wanting to, and there he goes.
That one was pretty.
That was pretty, yeah. Most of it is just enjoying nature and just getting outside and taking a walk, and like I said, getting away from the city and getting away from the busyness of our lives and enjoying what the town has to offer. All right, we made it to the north end of the Turkey Creek Boardwalk. Up here is another parking area, but as you can see, it's real wooded. They've got several pavilions that you can have a picnic. Way up there at the top of the hills, a little building that they have bathrooms in. And then they actually have another nice little walking trail here. This one's only a half a mile, and it's not on a boardwalk. This was a Boy Scout project that was done several years ago. And they carved out a little half-mile trail that goes down here and under this bridge where College Boulevard crosses the creek. And it's just another little hiking option if you're not wanting to be on the actual boardwalk, but if you want to have a little bit more in the woods time. Feels good. I know. After that hike, I should have had a bathing suit on.
Oh, Lord. We're sinking.
Close it up.
Look at this flow.
All the way under.
That is so cool. Oh my goodness, that is so cool. Worth it, because it's really hot today, but freezing cold. It takes the breath out of me.
I'm floating away.
I look super tan underneath the water.
Well, I guess we decided to get in the water after all, huh?
Yep, and it felt really
It
good.
felt really, really good. It was a nice little refreshing break on our hike. And
Yes.
yeah, I should have known that when I was out here, I was gonna want to get in there.
Yep.
Even though I didn't have a bathing suit on, but that's all right. Emma wore hers and brought a towel, so I could just dry off with that. And man, yeah, that cold water felt good on a hot day.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we're gonna call it a day here at Turkey Creek. We had a good time showing you around on our little adventure we have right here in our own hometown of Niceville, Florida. If you're ever coming through this area, I know a lot of the tourists drive right through Niceville on their way to Destin, but if you're ever coming through Niceville and you're wanting a little break from the crowds, this is a fun little place to come over and check out. Turkey Creek Boardwalk and Nature Trail in Niceville, Florida. We thank you again for joining us here, and thanks for watching Butler Family Adventures. Woo!
Bye.